there. Today we're gonna start the part 3 of the book How to Change Your Emotions. So this is the part 3, and before that make sure you like, share and subscribe to my channel, and I hope you enjoy the video. And let's get into it. How to change your emotions. The mind always seeks to deny the now and to escape from it. In other words, the more you are identified with your mind, the more you suffer. Or you may put it like this: the more you are able to honor and accept the now, the more you are free of pain, of suffering, and free of egoic mind. The power of now. In this section, we'll explore how you can deal with negative emotions and condition your mind to experience more positive ones. First, we'll discuss how emotions are formed, then, we'll discuss the benefit of positive thinking and how to use it to condition your mind. After that, we'll see why positive thinking isn't enough and what else you can do to deal with negative emotion. More specifically, you will learn how to let go of your emotions, how to change your story and create more empowering one, how to condition your mind, and how to use behavior to change your emotions, and how to modify environment to reduce negative emotion. Finally, I'll share you the list of short-term and long-term strategies you can use to better deal with negative emotion. Let's get started. So, the first thing is how emotions are formed. When a thought emerges on the canvas of your mind, if you don't drop it, it pursues and will either take form of a desire or an emotion, positive or negative. Om Swami, a million thoughts. Few people know how emotions are formed. While we experience them all day long, we seldom, if ever, take time to understand why we are feeling certain emotion and how will they become into existence. First, let's differentiate two types of emotions: negative emotions. The first type are negative emotions you experience spontaneously. These are emotions that will keep you alive, such as fear our ancestors felt when they encountered a saber-toothed tiger. This is the fear, right? The emotions of fear when you had, like when you're scared of something. The second type of emotions are the one you create in your mind by identifying with your thoughts. These emotions aren't necessarily triggered by external events, although they may be. These emotions tend to last longer than the first type. Here is how they work. A random thought arises. You identify with that thought. This identification creates emotional reaction. As you keep identifying with your thought, the related emotion grows stronger until it becomes core emotion. Let's look at some examples. You have money problems each time, and each time your mind comes up with money related thoughts, you identify with them. As a result, your worry about money intensifies. Yes, that happens to me. That happens to me a lot. You had an argument with your friend and fell out with him. You can't stop replaying the scene in your mind. As a result, months have passed and you still haven't called to make up with your friend. You had a mistake at work and you're ashamed of yourself. You keep revisiting the same thought over and over. As a result, your feelings of inadequacy grow stronger. Your tendency to identify with negative thoughts repeatedly, which allows them to grow stronger. The more you focus on your financial challenges, the easier will it become for the related thoughts to arise in future. The more you replay the argument with your friend in your head, the stronger feeling of resentment will grow. Similarly, as you keep thinking of the mistake you made at work, you invite feeling of shame and intensify the situation. The point is, when you give thoughts room to exist, they spread and become major point of focus. This is simple process of identification allow seemingly inoffensive thoughts to take control of your mind. This identification with your thoughts, and more importantly, how you choose to interpret them, creates suffering in life. Now let's see in details how emotions are formed. This will help you better deal with negative emotion while allowing positive emotions to grow. Here is a formula how emotions are formed. Interpretation plus identification plus repetition. A strong emotion. Interpretation when you interpret an event or a thought based on a personal story. Identification is when you identify with specific thought as it arises. Repetition is having same thought over and over and over and over again. Strong emotion is when you experience an emotion so many times that it has become a part of your identity. And as identity, it means ego. You then experience that emotion whenever a related thought or event triggers. Although interpretation, identification, and repetition gives room for emotion to grow, conversely, when you remove one of these elements from this equation, you start losing their power over you. To sum up, for an emotion to grow in intensity and duration, you must first interpret an event or thought, then you must identify with the thought as it arises. Finally, you must repeat the same thought again and again and identify with. Now, let's discuss in more depth each component of the formula. And the first is interpretation. Negative emotions always result from your interpretation of events. That's why two different people might react to same event in different ways. One might be devastated while other might be unaffected. For instance, for a farmer could be rain could be a blessing, but for someone going on a picnic it may seem as a curse. That's because of the meaning they give to the event. In short, for negative emotion to arise, you must add your interpretation to a specific event. The event itself cannot trigger negative emotions without your consent. So, why do you keep experiencing negative emotions? I believe it's because reality fails to meet your expectation. You want reality to be one way, but it turns out to be another. You want to go on a picnic and want weather to be good, but it rains. You want a promotion at work, but you don't get it. You want to make money with your side business, but it isn't working. Your interpretation of reality creates suffering in your life. Reality in it can itself never be upsetting. This is worth repeating. We'll discuss in depth how you can change your interpretation in the next section called entitled Changing Your Story. And second is identification. Now let's focus on the second part of formula, identification. For an example, for an emotion to survive long term, there must be a process of identification. Emotions can't persist unless you give them your attention. The more you focus on your emotion and identify with them, the more powerful they become. People often feel the urge to identify their emotion and find themselves unable to disengage with them from them. They fail to realize one of the most important truths in this world are you are not your emotion. Your emotion will come and they will go. So when you catch yourself saying I'm sad, remember you are incorrect. Nobody has ever been sad because your emotions are not what you are. They can appear to be you, but they will soon disappear like clouds and sky. Think of yourself as the sun, and the sun is always there, whether or not you perceive it, whether or not it's hidden by the cloud. You are not your emotion. You are not sad. You are merely experience feelings that you may call sadness at the given point of time. This is an important point, and I hope you can see the difference. Another way to see your emotions is as clothes you wear. What emotional clothes are you wearing right now? Are they clothes of excitement, depression, or sadness? Bear in mind, tomorrow or week from now, you are likely wearing different clothes. How long you wear your clothes or emotions depends on you how much you love them. That is, how much you are attached to your emotion. An emotion itself is powerless. What gives it power is your conscious or unconscious identification with it. That's why an emotion given no attention will eventually fade away. Try the following exercise. Whenever you are angry, get busy with an activity requiring your full attention. You will see your anger quickly dissipate. Conversely, keep dwelling on the feeling of anger and you will see it grow until it becomes one of your major emotional states. And third is repetition. We have seen that the way you interpret an event or a thought it determines how you feel. We also know that as you identify with your thoughts or feelings, they become emotion. Now, if you keep repeating the process, you will condition your mind to experience these specific emotions. For instance, if you focus attention on what you believe your friend did to you, the feeling of resentment will grow. As a result, you could hold a grudge for months. People often do this. They waste their time holding on to negative emotion that serve no purpose. Just they can't let go of them. Conversely, if you disengage from your thought of resentment and simply observe them, resentment will fade away. In fact, if you had let go of the thought of resentment immediately after it arose, your feelings of resentment would have dissipated almost instantly. We'll see how you can let go of your emotion in the section letting go of your emotions. So let go of the past and don't dwell on a feeling. If you the more you dwell, the more power it has on you. So this is how emotion works. Interpretation, identification, and repetition leads to a strong emotion. And that's it for today. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And I hope you're enjoying. And your one view or one like can motivate me a lot. So that's it. And have a good one. Bye.